The one thing that I love about design is that it's very personal. You never really design even a very similar space more than once. I'd say the thing that really I get passionate about is change. When shopping for a faucet, whether it's kitchen or bathroom, a couple things to keep in mind are quality as well as the overall aesthetic. So, to tell the difference between a lower end faucet and something that is known as being a higher end faucet or more expensive faucet, there are a couple key things that you can look for. The first thing I would say is the overall aesthetic. A lot of different companies stay with very clean lines, they keep with the trends, and they're a lot more contemporary looking. A lot of lower end faucets tend to kind of cheat the style a little bit and don't tend to be as contemporary, and sometimes tend to be a little dated, even though they think that they're cutting edge. The second thing that you should be looking for is the overall feel of a faucet. So, kitchen faucet, for example, something to watch for is the overall mechanism movement when turning on the faucet. If it's a high-end faucet, you've got a very smooth motion when turning it on and off. Lower-end companies, you may not necessarily be able to tell right off the bat, but over the years, these cartridges will break down, and you'll have to replace these cartridges over and over again. The third thing that you need to look for when purchasing a higher-end faucet is a lot of manufacturers nowadays are starting to produce a lot of the parts or all of the parts of the faucet within that company, as opposed to a lower end company that would bring in all these parts from various different countries. So you will have a higher price point, but then you have that added value. And the last thing that I would consider when looking for a faucet, when it's a high-end faucet, you'll have a lot of these PVD finishes. PVD finishing is an application that is put on a metal that allows for longevity. And in this area, we have a lot of hard water, we've got a lot of chlorine, and there's so many different cleaning products out there that can really harm a finish. So you want to make sure that regardless of whatever company you're going with for a faucet, that you look for something that has PVD finishing that allows for protection. There are some finishes that are known as live finishes that are meant to oxidize over time and that won't have PVD finishing. Does not mean that it's not a high-end faucet, but it is something that you need to be aware of, that there can be changes of your finish over time. So if you follow these key tips when purchasing a kitchen or a bathroom faucet, I'm sure you'll find something fantastic.